And salutations upon the greatest creation of all, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we send peace and blessings upon the Ahlul Bayt, the Sahaba, the Tabi'in, the Tabi'in, Tabi'in, the awliya, the pious and righteous. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them all. So again, it'll be a very short discourse today because Isha's at 8:30. So I'll just start off with a question. Nabil, who do you work for?
Well, in general.
Who do you work for? Have you got an employer? It's not a trick question.
No.
Or you're in between jobs?
I haven't got a job yet.
MashaAllah, Jalla, you've killed my question. Jamal, go on, do you work for anyone?
NHS.
NHS, yeah. So you're part of the NHS, yeah? What makes you a part of the NHS?
Doing a certain job role for them.
Correct, yeah. So you're doing a certain role and a job for them. Let's take out the fact that you're getting paid for it, but you regard yourself as part of the NHS because you're performing a function, and that job, who told you to, as in, who told you to do the job, who told you the task of that job?
The manager.
Yeah, so the manager. And there'd be like a job description or a certain procedure for that kind of job or process, and that's fine. And who goes to the gym here? MashaAllah. And you go to the gym, you go regularly, everyone? Well, you say you're part of the gym? As in you go, you're regular, aren't you? And has there ever been a time where, let's say, you've got a gym membership but you've not gone for months? Yeah, we've probably all done that now and again. Maybe sometimes we've had to miss a thing. So, as it's only just our own brothers here then, so who would say they're part of the tariq here? Yeah, Dale, Nabil? Would you consider yourself? It's a not trick question, it's a yes or no?
Yeah.
You would. And Jamal, yes?
Yeah.
And so Dil, you say you're part of the tree. What makes you say you're a part of it?
Regularly attending gatherings and obviously the course as well.
Acha. Adam, you say you're a part of the tree. That's a trick question then. Won't go. Nabil, what makes you say you're part of the tree?
Attending the gatherings.
Jamal?
I said so the teacher, they're giving set amals to do on a daily basis. So if you're performing the amals as they say, so it's not work, but you're adhering to a certain rule set for certain.
Okay. Adam, anything else on that?
I'm not saying I was.
So you say you're not part of the tariq?
I'm not saying that.
What are you saying then? You are part of the tariq?
Yeah.
Okay then, so what makes you say you're a part of the tariq?
I try my best to follow what Allah has doing and saying what they told us to do.
MashaAllah, that's good. Look, there's no right or wrong answer. Look, there's a number of answers. Some people say, look, I go to the majlises, I'm part of it. Some people say I'm given amals, I'll do it. Some people say I'll try my best to do whatever tasks are set. It's up to each individual, because you might attend one majlis a year and say I'm part of 3. You may attend every single week. So there's no, do we think there's a combining factor, or there's some kind of factor which says, if you do 10 majlis a year, you're, can't remember what memberships you have at the gyms now, the certain levels you get, whatever. Tells me I haven't been introduced. Yeah, exactly, standing, enhanced plus, or whatever they call them. So there's none of that within the tariq necessarily. But if I ask the other question then, when would you say you're not part of the tariq? Adam, can't copy anyone's answer now.
When you're not showing up to gatherings and stuff.
So when you're not showing up to gatherings, yeah? Adam? Adam Senior, should I say?
When you're not doing the amals following what Hassan told you to do with your mentors?
Yeah, so look, we think there's a number of factors which makes us part of the tariq, and there's a number of factors which we may recognize that make us not part of the tariq. Now, the reason of this discourse was that there was a trip recently to Uzbekistan, and some brother asked Hazrat Sahab that, Hazrat Sahab, I've been part of the tariq many years and so forth, and I feel like I'm not progressing, or I'm just stuck, or whatever kind of thing, and I'm not really ticking my sheets and so forth, and all that kind of answer came out. And Hazrat Sahab basically said, you're not part of the tariq then. So when somebody says, oh, I'm not really ticking my sheets, I've been here 10 years, maybe I'm not attending majlises, maybe I'm not doing this, maybe I'm not doing that, our own teacher said, you're not part of the tariq. So sometimes we have this, I say it's a misconception inside our heads that, look, I've been on the tariq maybe 1 year, 2 years, whatever time period, yeah. But really the acid test is not the length, is it? It's what you're doing, isn't it? You might have gone to gym 3 years ago, but if you're not going today, you're not part of the gym. You might have been doing your miles 3 years ago, but if you're not doing them now, are you part of it? You're not, are you? So even let's say that, taking that example, let's just look at work. Lots of us work, and we'll say we're, like you said, you're part of the NHS and you do certain things, yeah? Now, if you didn't do them certain things, what would happen?
I won't be in the job.
Correct. You'd end up sooner or later getting fired, wouldn't you? Now, alhamdulillah, look, we don't have a firing process for the tariq, not the one I know of. Maybe I'll encounter it soon, who knows, Allahu Alam. But it's not like that. So now the only we have to think is, we have to do this kind of self-check within ourselves. If I'm saying I'm part of the tariq, what does that mean to me? Does it mean I attend one majlis a year? Once a month? Once a week? 3 times a week? Does it mean I'm doing my miles? Does it mean I'm doing my miles but I don't have to attend majlises then? Do I have to do anything else as part of the tariq? What is the tariq? If you have to think about it, then comes down, what is the tariq, Adam? What would you say the tariq is then? If you're going to say, to be a part of it, what is it?
It's a way of life.
So it's a way of life, yeah. So it's something not necessarily we go 4 times a week to the gym for 1 hour a day. It's a way of life. And so then when we have that answer, way of life, ask yourself, how have I made it my way of life? Because if it's really part of our way of life, then I have to ask myself that question, have I made it a way of my life? Or is it, I'm dipping in, dipping out, I'm going to the gym when I feel like it, all these kind of factors. With work, we won't dip in and out because we know we're getting paid for it. We know we have to be there at a certain time and we have to do certain duties. So then, coming back to yourselves, then if it's a way of life, ask us, this is a self-check question, how have I made it a way of life? Is it once a week I make it a way of my life on a certain evening? Is it twice a week? Is it for 10 minutes when I take my sheets in the morning or evening or whichever time we all check it in? Because you see, look, you can keep saying, I'm part of the tariq, I'm part of this, I'm part of that, whatever that may be. I'm not necessarily limiting this to tariq, but you have to say, what makes me part of it? And because, look, we're not getting paid here in monetary terms. And we may not see it as a benefit. Let's say when we go to the gym, we know maybe we're going to tone ourselves up, we're going to lose weight, we're going to look good. But really, that's what is a tariq, isn't it? You're really going there to better yourself. And that's better yourself physically in which way? Your physical organs first. You're trying to use them in a better way, in what they were intended to. And then you have all the other levels, mentally, even emotionally. We're trying to control our anger, control these other feelings that we get. Why? Because we know that they can be dangerous. Anger in itself is not necessarily dangerous, it's how you use it. Even having a passion for anything. You might have a passion for a girl, go and get married to her, you made it halal, haven't you? Yes, if you don't do that, then it's a dangerous thing. So, when we say it's a way of life, we really have to drill down into that and think about ourselves. However I made it, wherever, is still a part. If you think about it, if you take the 3 out, most people when they start praying, it's, I'll do the 5 times a day and we're in and out of the mosque. It's a chore, it's a task, it's something to do. We all go through that, as you said when you first maybe start reading the Mars, that we're doing it to avoid the hellfire. We know we have to do it. A bit like brushing our teeth, we know we have to do it, don't we? Does anyone enjoy brushing their teeth? No one does, do they? But we know we have to do it. Why? To look after our teeth, to make sure our breath doesn't smell too bad, and so forth. So we sometimes have that mindset, even in deen, that we have to do this or we have to do that. And TK, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, but that's almost like a basic level of starting off with anything. But really, then to develop and make anything your way of life, you've got to really have a passion for it. You've got to have a love for it, a desire for it. You actually have to want it. If you don't want it, nothing's going to happen. You don't want to go to the gym, your muscles aren't going to get toned up. And then it comes down to, what do I really want it? I'm sure if we all got paid, 50, if we started paying everyone £50 for a view, he'd have a queue at his door, wouldn't he? So we have to take this money aspect out of it, but we have to apply that mindset to it. You may not be getting paid 50 quid physically by Ustad or whoever your mentor is, but really you are getting a reward for that. You're bettering yourself. You're the one who's benefiting from that. So really you have to almost then actually think, I am bettering myself slowly, alhamdulillah. It's me who benefits most out of this process. And so if you have that mindset of work and payment, we can apply that to the deen aspect. Because we know we're going to get, let's say we know we're going to get reward for coming to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. But do we actually really feel it? Do we actually believe it? Just because we may check the bank account and it's not gone in as a credit, then there's somehow it's like, well, okay, I'm going to the majlis. Do I really want it? Do I look forward to it? These things take time to develop. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to apply your mind on it. And it's not, yes, people have got different tests in themselves. Some people say, okay, I'm going to go Friday majlis when Hazrat Sahib's there. You go, alhamdulillah, that's really good. Better than going nothing, isn't it? If you don't go at all, still better to go when Hazrat Sahib's there. But also try to go when Hazrat Sahib's not there. Because our teacher knows, why we're really going. We know ourselves inside why we're really going. Because we all know when Hazrat Sahib's there, we have a more inclination to go, alhamdulillah, that's really good. But that inclination shouldn't really go away when Hazrat Sahib's not there, because if you speak to any of the seniors, they'll tell you it's really the test is when they're not there. Or let's say your mentor doesn't chase you up for a review, are you still taking your sheets? Are you actually contacting your mentor? Or are we like, school children, we're waiting to get asked, or waiting to get come, or waiting to get chased? Because we wouldn't do that with our work, because we know our manager would be on our back. So what do? We're proactive, aren't we? We're avoiding that manager coming to us. So why not have that same mentality with your mentor? Do I really need to wait for their text to say, by the way, reviews are due, or anyone wants to come and see me for a review and so forth? Let's be proactive. It might be once every 30 days or 40 days. Contact them on the 28th day, Surprise them. So, again, just very briefly, really the purpose of tonight is just really to, firstly for myself, to recheck myself, because you can be on the tariq for any amount of time, and we go maybe into autopilot mode, we go stale. Like with anything, when we have to refresh and renew stuff, that's why these retreats, why do they do them? I mean, Hazrat Sahib said themselves, I need a refresher. This is our blessed teacher saying that I need these retreats as a refresher. Then who are we? Why are we not attending these retreats? What's more busy for us? What are we doing on a Saturday? Teak, alhamdulillah, if you've got some kind of duties, family or whatever, that's fine. But again, like with anything, if I'd said come somewhere on Saturday, next Saturday, £1,000, everybody would clear their diaries. So just really, as all these points are kind of, in terms of rechecking yourself, having that sincerity. Because look, without this kind of real sincerity, we're nothing. And then, you're arguably, you're muddling along like we do with life, with anything, whether it's work, family or anything. We'll get a job, we may end up somewhere, inshallah we'll avoid, the hellfire and so forth, but, why should we want that? We should be aiming proactively with vigor, energy, desire to these kind of things. And that's when you'll see the real progression. When you actually want something, when you apply your mind to it, you can do anything. So if I've said anything which is incorrect, the errors are totally mine. All goodness comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.